Ahoy there, me hearties, and welcome to the Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man. There's a storm brewing beside the Gulf of Mexico, a strongman storm, with Heat 4 of this year's competition. 5 more men gunning for their place in the grand final.
Yoink.
And I think we're going to need a bigger boat. Let's meet the stars hoping to plot their course to glory.
Last year, a fierce wind of change blew at World's Strongest Man. The surge of power that hit the Philippines shook the strongman world to its very core. Mateusz Kieliszkowski's second-place finish in the grand final elevated the youngster to new heights of ambition. And this year, the Polish force of nature has gathered speed and strength as he thunders towards Florida, ready to kick up dust and tear down his rivals. Where one storm grows, another starts to fade. 2019 marks the last blast from British athlete Lawrence Charley. His career often blighted by his own form of natural disasters, he's ready to step into the eye of the storm one final time. 3 others aim to strike in America's lightning state. The USA's Kevin Ferries, Norway's strongest man Ollie Martin Christiansen, and the veteran who's finished 5th overall the past 3 years, Canadian JF Carroll. 5 powerhouses from around the planet now collide in Heat 4, all vying for 2 spots in the grand final of World's Strongest Man.
Well, Eddie Hall, you're looking fantastic, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like I should have a can of spinach or something. But anyway, Lawrence preparing to make his final bows and facing some stern opposition. Kieliszkowski, Caron, who's the big threat?
Well, Mateusz came second last year. He's gone away. He's got bigger, stronger, more athletic. Great athlete, and he's come in fresh. He's looking strong.
And what about Lawrence? Since his decision to hang up his belt, it seems like he's almost rediscovered his love for World's Strongest Man. He's had a great season so far, a lot of PBs, and a real chance here that he could go out on a high.
He's obviously trained very hard. He's putting up some great numbers in the gym. And he's here, he's looking relaxed, he's looking confident, and most importantly, he's looking happy. He's starting to enjoy the sport again.
Excellent. All right, well, ahead of Event 1, the Monster Truck Bull, he's talking to Michelle.
Thanks, James. Now, it's with a really heavy heart that we hear, Loz, this is going to be your last ever time in the World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, I've announced this is my last one, but ever since I made that announcement, I've been so focused with my training to really put in a huge performance. And I honestly feel like I'm in the best shape I've been in years, if not ever. Mentally feeling strong, physically feeling strong. I'm just really looking forward to getting started and pulling this big monster truck here.
Well, we believe in you. All the best of luck. We'll be rooting for you, Loz. Thank you so much. Now, over the years, everything from planes, trains and automobiles have been pulled along roads across the planet. So before we get into 5th gear, let's find reverse and go back to when this event first started over 40 years ago.
John Paul's rope has snapped.
This is a killer of an event. Now those powerful arms pulling. I bet they're burning now.
Now remember, each of these trucks weighs 8 tons. Pius got into a good towing action there.
He's really pouring it on. Oh, steady on, Joe.
John Reinhardt coming in with a good time. Look at the big guy. Oh, Reinhardt's down. Get in there quickly. They stopped the tram before it ran over him.
Head down, back straight, legs pumping.
Oh, Grizzly, by contrast, looks as if he's struggling to get free of the lorry, not just pull it.
He's still going for it. And he's got it.
If anybody's going to get this plane moving, it's Terry Hollins.
This is a man, a human man, pulling a plane.
He's absolutely exhausted.
Ready to recount this latest display of pulling power, Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Thanks, James. Yes, for decades, big men have been pulling big things.
Now it's 2 monster trucks, 12 tons, 22 meters, 75 seconds. And first up, Norway's strongest man.
Ole Martin Christensen.
Christensen, 27 years old, first time here. And perhaps his first time pulling 2 monster trucks, Colin.
Almost certainly. Ahoy there, Danny.
Wow.
There's a nice surprise. Photo from us last night. Now, a former gamer, actually. He turned a strongman about 4 or 5 years ago. Found he was too big for his gamer chair, I don't know. But, he is, yeah, pretty new to the sport. First chance at World's Strongest Man. He'll give us a benchmark here for the others to try and follow on. He's very athletic, though. Tall man, about 6'4".
Seems to be struggling now, though. He's breathing. Quite as regular as it was.
Perhaps he's got his harness just a little too tight. It can almost have an effect of cutting your breathing off as you drive on this pulling rope.
Now, the last 5 meters or so of this is uphill. Very difficult to get started once you've stopped.
Representing Norway with
that'll be that for Christensen. 17.8 meters. Not quite the 22 he will have needed.
Yeah, I thought he looked pretty good at the start and then just gassed a little bit and lost his technique. You're right, that last bit uphill, it's
representing Poland, Mateusz.
Well, this will be interesting. Kieliszkowski, the man who sort of seems to defy physics in many ways. It's supposed to be mass pulls mass. And yet, as the lightest and the most slender contestant, in 2017 in the grand finals, he won the plane pull, and a year later, he won the bus pull. It shouldn't be happening, Colin.
But I mean, he proved it wasn't a fluke the second year. What he does well is uses his entire body, those big arms of his. He's just so fit as well, and he keeps pulling all the way with both arms and legs. A great combo. He keeps low, very low. Look at that towing rope. It's almost flat to the ground.
It really is all about technique with Kieliszkowski. The tread on these tyres really is his biggest enemy until we come to this gradient.
Now then, does he have enough speed to get up the gradient? Everyone's going to slow down and stop eventually. It just gets steeper and steeper, but the middle of the tyres over the line.
There you go, Kieliszkowski, a great time, all 22 meters, 38.63.
And your new leader, Mateusz Kieliszkowski.
Fantastic performance from Kieliszkowski.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't disagree. He really hit that last hill with a lot of speed, and 38 seconds is very hard to beat. Certainly was tiring, though. He put everything into that.
Mateusz catches his breath, and time for us to do the same in Bradenton. After which, 3 more men, Loz, JF Caron and Kevin Fairs, will take their turn with these monster trucks. That's next on World's Strongest Man. Welcome back to Florida's West Coast, where adding to the local colour are the men of Heat 4 of World's Strongest Man, and Eddie Hall, who's with Michelle Ackerley in downtown Bradenton.
Thanks, James. Well, we're 2 down in the monster truck pull, and Mateusz, I mean, he was immense, wasn't he? That's going to be a hard time to beat, isn't it?
Yeah, Mateusz is a master technician at truck pull. His technique is absolutely perfect. He's so low, he's dart straight. I will say towards the end, though, he seemed to pick himself up, and he was wobbling a bit, and I think it's because the tarmac is so plain. It's nice to have a line to sort of follow, and there's no line, and obviously towards the end, it gets heavier towards the end, it picked him up and he was wobbling, but other than that, perfect.
Well, next up is Kevin Fairs, so let's head over to Colin and Danny.
Thanks, Michelle. Yes, the American, Kevin Fairs. Well, now this is going to be interesting. It's his first time here, and he is the lightest one here.
Certainly doesn't help in monster truck pull. I'm sure he's had a few sleepless nights imagining himself dangling on the end of that pulling rope. And not a bit of it. Good start, great technique. He certainly packed a punch in the Giants live shows. Seemed to have the all-round package, and I thought this could really see him get unstuck, but not at all. He's the new Pudzianowski. He's the new Kieliszkowski.
Well, look at this, 38.63 to beat. He's going to struggle to do that, but this is a remarkable performance from a man who's never been here before.
Unbelievable, and he's got just about enough speed to get it up the hill. Keep pulling with the arms, Kevin.
Oh, look at that determination. He won't give up. Just needs to keep going a little bit more. Come on, Kevin.
Oh, yes.
He's done it. Well, that is a remarkable performance from the American.
I think a particular well done to the equipment guys, Magnus Per Magnusson, Gregor Edmonds and Darren Sadler there for getting that pull just spot on. Because even the smallest of the men, if they put all their power into it, can finish. That's a great pull.
Onto a familiar face now. 8th time here, JF Caron from Canada. So many times he's come 5th in the grand finals.
Yeah, 3 times in a row now. He probably desperate to get 4th or 6th, just for a change-up.
Shake it up a bit. Well, look at the power of Caron, the grit, keeping low, those baby steps.
You know, he's got certain weaknesses, Caron, overhead press in particular. That always hinders him in the grand final, but he's another man like Kieliszkowski who packs a really big punch in things like truck pull, or indeed monster truck pull. He's pulling far better than his body weight would suggest he should.
Well, he's over the line. Let's take a moment just to enjoy the sounds he makes.
It's full-on effort.
Now the middle of the tyre.
Will he beat Fairs? I'm not sure he will, you know. It's going to be very close indeed.
Okay, 54.62 for Caron. So, he inches ahead of Fairs, some way behind Kieliszkowski, but currently in 2nd place.
Very good effort. Goodness me, look at the colour of his head. It's gone from red to purple. He's put every ounce of effort into that.
Well, Charlet surveying the scene. And if it is his last year here, he's left quite the legacy.
Loz, it's your last year this year at Worlds. You've been a huge inspiration for me and a lot of guys. You've pushed the sport on in Britain massively.
I think now it's the right time for me to kind of step back. I'm massively grateful for the opportunity World's Strongest Man's given me. You know, I've been all over the world. That's actually funny, my first Worlds was in America, and I'm back in America for this one as well.
You're just a legend, brother. You know, it's a shame you were born on that side of the pond, but, you know, I love you, buddy.
I've always tried to be decent to a lot of, like, the up-and-coming guys, and it's quite nice to know that I've got that respect from guys like that. When I do hear, like, some of the young guys saying, like, I've inspired them and stuff like that, it's, you know, you make me cry in a minute.
Loz, I just wanted to say thank you for being such a great motivator and just a great role model for so many young strongman athletes, because you are what people should aspire to be.
I am really proud that I am inspiring other people, and you know, if people watch me and they've seen me pick myself up from devastating injuries and, you know, being knocked down, yeah, it's a very proud kind of feeling to have, to know that you are kind of inspiring other people. Leaving that legacy is more important to me now than kind of winning titles and stuff.
I watched you kind of growing up and it kind of really kicked me on to wanting to get into the sport, and I'm very proud to go from kind of watching you as an idol and someone I looked up to now calling you a competitor and a friend, so all the best.
If my kind of performances have inspired these guys to come up, I'm happy to step back and then let them kind of progress and, you know, give the new guys an opportunity to get some experience and see what they're capable of in a few years.
I've shared some great memories with you, mate. It's been a privilege to, you know, to compete against you and now call you a close friend, so love you loads, mate.
Winning Europe's Strongest Man 2016 was by far the highlight of my career, not just because of the title, but because of who I beat as well. You know, Hafthor's gone on to be, he's arguably one of the greatest of all time. It was an amazing achievement. To finally win one of the major shows, it felt damn good.
I have to take my hat off for you. You're a great athlete, amazing man, a good family guy. big love, and we will miss you a lot in the strongman sport.
Well, Lawrence Charlet there, the Lion of Swindon.
Representing Great Britain, it's Lawrence.
This is his happy place. He loves World's Strongest Man. He has said he wants to present in the future. A lot of people already very excited that he could be the new James Richardson.
Yes, indeed, he's sporting the same haircut. Now then, Big Loz uses his arms very well there. That's a great hit at the start. Didn't look like much, but it packed a punch. And he's getting this up to speed well. Staying on the imaginary centre line, as Eddie was talking about. There is no line to guide you up. It makes it quite difficult when you're focusing forward on the ground. But he hasn't swayed yet. Now, 38 seconds to beat by Kieliszkowski. I don't think he's going to do that.
Just slowing down now, and this is again where it gets harder for Charlet. You can see him fighting through the struggle right now. Pure strength. It's all he can rely on.
Oh, he's given it his all, but he's starting to stagger around now, and just a little too upright.
He's not giving up, Colin. He's not giving up.
Oh, the rain has come in. I wonder whether he found the friction of the surface under his feet a little different. I didn't see him slip mine, but that's just enough to maybe put you off. Tell you what, he had a very tight harness on there. I'm amazed he could breathe.
He fought for that last centimetre, didn't he? And it does seem to have taken its toll on Lawrence Charlet.
I think he got his harness wrong there, you know. I think it was just a little too tight.
That's the truck pull. Tyres at one end, exhaust at the other, and a drained Lawrence Charlet only managing fourth. Up top, Kieliszkowski blitzing the rest of the field, finishing a full 14 seconds ahead of JF Caron. Up next, it's the Giants medley in Bradenton. Over to our titans of talking, Colin and Danny.
Thank you, James. Yes, titans of talking. I like the kraken of chatting. So it's the Giants medley now. Also the name of the strongman barbershop choir. Lifting various implements. Farmer's walk, super yoke, giant yoke. Christensen on the giant yoke there managed just under 1 minute and 8 seconds to complete the course.
Representing the United States.
And now the turn of Kevin Fairs.
Representing Great Britain.
Up against our old friend Charlet.
Well, you wouldn't expect to see Fairs ahead of Charlet after the truck pull, but that's the situation Lawrence finds himself in. 3 sections to this medley. The farmer's walk, now the lighter of the 2 yokes. Still 1,000 pounds, and Charlet, boy, he's brilliant at this.
On then to the giant yoke.
Over 600 kilos, it's a monster. Get your legs under it, drive, that's it, Lawrence. Oof.
Oh, well, Lawrence has taken a tumble. That doesn't look good at all.
No, it doesn't.
Well, Fairs has to just concentrate on the task at hand. He can lift it and drop it as many times as he wants, but the 2 metal prongs must cross the line. And he's dragged him over. He's done it. Well, it's a bad turn of events for Lawrence Charlet. Relief on the face of Kevin Fairs. And again, an unexpected result.
Kevin Ferris.
Yeah, really impressive time that. Sadly, Lawrence, though, has just been helped to his feet. He's not looking good.
We are actually being told that the doctors are withdrawing Lawrence Charlet.
Oh, what a shame.
Representing
we
Canada, JF
move on
Caron.
with Caron. Currently placed second, but he is up against this man. Kieliszkowski, so fast, so powerful, so explosive.
It's like a machine. He's just brilliant at everything, and you're right. Probably the quickest strongman there is. Now then, JF. Not a bad start from him either, but yeah, you're right, the pole's into the lead just.
Onto the first of the yokes. 1,000 pounds on his shoulders.
Yeah, those big old quads of his, no problem with the weight there. Now, can he handle 600 kilos?
Well, look at this from Kieliszkowski, like it was nothing. Extraordinary.
First man we've seen in any heat finishing that massive giant yoke in one hit. Well done, Kieliszkowski.
Kieliszkowski, I mean, he's just so huge. He makes Caron look like, you know, a man.
Oof. Well, that man just finished, but it was hard.
Very good from Caron, though, 39.69 seconds, all three implements. But in, my goodness, 18.89 seconds for Kieliszkowski.
That's not right. It is right, though. That's phenomenal.
I think he might have been sent from the future.
Yeah, he's like a Terminator sent back to show us how to do it. Look at this. Only man to finish it in one hit. Wow.
Well, Kieliszkowski killing it off ski. Last year's grand final runner-up, taking another event win, and once again with a hefty margin to the next best man, JF Caron. Overall now, it's Kieliszkowski 2 points clear in Heat 4, with Caron and Kevin Fares currently in the playoff places. As for Lawrence Charlet, sadly his final Worlds appearance has come to a premature end.
Lawrence Charlet, we've been here before.
We have, yeah.
So what's happened?
Torn the Achilles.
Okay.
So it's going pretty well. Farmers felt easy. First yoke, felt comfortable. Picked the second yoke up and just felt this almighty pop in my leg. Not how I wanted to go out. Obviously, the first event, just a stupid mistake on my behalf, kind of not getting the harness right. And then what should have been a banker event for me, just really disappointed, to be honest. It's not what I wanted to have happen for my last Worlds. Right now, you know, I want to go home, sort this leg out, and probably sulk for a few weeks and eat some ice cream and, you know, not think about strongman.
Brilliant. Lodge, you've earned it. Best of luck with whatever the future holds.
Thank you very much.
Apart from taking my job, of course. Brilliant.
Cheers, guys.
Next up, for the rest of Heat 4, it's the deadlift for reps over at the beach.
Welcome back, everyone, to World's Strongest Man. Eddie Hall, let's have a word about that rotten luck for Lawrence Charlet.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I mean, tearing the Achilles like that, it's a huge injury. But you know what? He seemed in good spirits. Just a horrible thing to happen.
He had such high hopes, and to end on a low like that, as you say, though, he really put a brave face on it. Four men then now contesting the 2 places in the grand final from this heat. Who's your money on?
It's got to be Mateusz Kieliszkowski. The guy's like the Terminator. There's just no stopping that guy. He will keep coming and coming.
Huge performance in the trot pull and then in the Giants medley as well. The deadlift, though, is his weakest event in strongman, and that's what's coming up next.
I wouldn't count on it, you know. From last year, he's put his deadlift right up there, even with the pros. And he's one of these guys that just doesn't give up, so he'll rep and rep and rep. There's no stopping that guy.
All right, well, let's find out then. Event 3 is standing by at Cooking Beach. Let's rejoin our commentators.
Well, thanks, James. And hello, Sailor, Eddie. On to the deadlift. And if you're unfamiliar with the rules, you have 60 seconds to lift those 2 speedsters as many times as you can. That's it, that's the rules. 375 kilos, and Christiansen managed 3 reps, placing him just behind a man who's having a great day. Kevin Fares, 6 repetitions. So he's set the standard so far.
JF Caron.
And we rejoin the action with Canada's Caron.
Ready?
A very good deadlifter.
Magnificent deadlifter. Long-armed, perfectly built for this. He's taking it quite easy at the start, though. He's not going mad here. So hot down on the beach. 35 degrees Celsius today. Nearly 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
And he's chosen trousers.
Yes, and he's pretty fair-skinned as well. There you go, number 6 for the lead. 7.
Well, he feels he's done enough for now.
Interesting. Kieliszkowski, well, as Eddie said, he's improved his deadlift. Maybe Caron thinks he can't do that. He might be wrong. I mean, he was good for more, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But like you say, he did enough to position himself, and perhaps he just knows. Old Arnie here. is about to do something perhaps special, or perhaps he too will do just enough.
Well, let's see. That bad lower back everyone talks about. Doesn't look so bad in the first rep. A little slow, maybe a little ginger off the ground. Now maybe Caron is right. 3 up, but that third one wasn't so convincing.
Yeah. This is slower than expected for a man known for his speed. Attacks every event.
So 6 reps by Fairs, 7 of course by Caron, the leader. 1 more rep will allow him to share points with Fairs. Has Caron done just enough to lure him into exhausting himself?
Oh, this may well have paid off from Caron. That's it for Kieliszkowski. Equals Fairs, but Caron takes the event.
Oh.
With 6 reps in the deadlift.
Absolutely perfect from Caron.
Representing Poland, Mateusz Kieliszkowski.
I don't think there's any shame in 6 reps with 375 kilos. I mean, Fairs is a great deadlifter. He matched him. Good points.
Second place for Mateusz, a remarkable achievement given how he used to struggle at this event. JF Caron, though, proving his deadlift prowess with 7 reps, and he's with Michelle now.
JF, fantastic performance right there. Now we know you want to make it to the grand final and you're just half a point behind Mateusz for that automatic qualifying spot.
Yeah, but next event is dumbbell, and Mateusz is a world record holder on that event. Should be hard to beat him, but anyway, I'm confident about stones. Atlas Stones is one of my best events, and I can fight very hard on that event.
You seem pretty relaxed about it, which is good.
Yes, I always relax in competition. You know, you don't need to stress for nothing. Just when the whistle go, it's time to give your 100%.
That's the time to focus.
Yes, but before, stay relaxed.
Keep it chilled.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. Good advice.
Yeah.
Cheers, JF.
Thank you.
Yes, we Canuck, the Canadian keeping his cool here in Florida, but putting the heat on Kieliszkowski. As Michelle said, just half a point between them now. Onto the overhead press with Colin and Danny.
So yes, neck and neck at the top. And the overhead press now. Using these dumbbells, 100 kilos. How many times can you lift it above your head? In 75 seconds. Well, one of our 2 debutantes.
Representing the United States.
Very well today. Fairs. Up against the Norwegian, Christiansen.
Norway.
He couldn't get into Eurovision this year, so decided to train for this. The dumbbells played quite an important part in his story.
As a teenager, I was super skinny. I was just playing computer games. That was everything I did. And I was going to the store once to buy some candy, and on my way back, I had some friends sitting there watching this soccer game outside. And it was like, I didn't feel like I belonged there, you know? I felt kind of, I don't know, I just want to go home, sit in my room, you know? And when I was leaving, they were like mocking me for going home, playing video games. I was skinny, you know, they wanted to see my wrists because they were so skinny. Just started thinking when I was walking home. And I was like, is this what you want to do with your life? You know, it's just, you gotta do something bigger, you know? It's a long road, but it's a short life, you know? So it's, you gotta do something. And I called my mom. I remember, so I just called my mom, I need some dumbbells. You gotta buy me some dumbbells. And she was like, are you crazy? You can't lift anything, you're so skinny. It was like, so I got the dumbbells. I started training out in my garage at home because I was too scared to go to the gym, you know, self-esteem and all that. When the guys and my friends were out partying, we trained. That was my life. And that's been ever since. And now coming to the world's strongest man, I feel like I need to turn a switch again to set a new goal. Maybe the world's strongest man could be that goal. It's like I'm born to do this.
He certainly feels at home with this then. Now the
That's how he gets on with these giant dumbbells.
Look at this. Up it goes. Fairs blocks out pretty confident. Christensen snaps them.
Not bad now. I mean, this is so far removed from a normal dumbbell in a gym. If you've never done giant dumbbell before, and most people haven't, it's more of a balancing act as it gets to the top.
Those handles are kind of as thick as Coke cans.
I mean, yeah, they're just so thick, and that really doesn't give you any grip on it, so put it behind your head, try and jerk it with your legs, and then catch it at the top. Bent elbow, no chance.
Didn't quite manage that one, Fairs. Christensen has the chance to pull ahead.
He's athletic, that's for sure. Oof.
Oh. Oh. Fatigue is setting in now.
75 seconds, so 10 seconds to go, and oof, goodness me, nearly clubbed himself there. Every rep was timed, by the way, so whoever was faster to the 3 will get the nod here.
And I believe that was Kevin Fairs. Just confirm that, yes. Christensen currently second, managed 3 in 36.04, but Fairs managed 3 in 25.71, meaning he's in the playoffs.
Yes, indeed, we'll see him in the next and final event, the Stone Off. The Norwegian, though, will have to sit and watch.
Shame to say goodbye to Christensen. We'll see him again, I'm sure.
Representing Poland, Mateusz.
So Kieliszkowski, currently in first place. He's looking at his place in the grand final. He can do well here. That will secure that. And Caron, of course, only half a point behind Kieliszkowski.
I mean, really, it's whoever wins this goes through to the grand final as the leader of the group after 4 events. The loser will have to take on Fairs in the Stone Off. Simple as that.
But just look at the speed and the power of Kieliszkowski. Onto 3.
Caron used to be brilliant at this, but a couple of elbow injuries and age have taken its toll. That is enough. He's happy.
Kieliszkowski's fine with that.
And if he has to, he'll come back and do 5 more, and Caron knows it. There's no point. Oh, Caron's being a little cheeky here. He's going to push him, maybe. Why not? Give it your all. There's number 4. He knows he's one ahead still.
Well, there's still 30 seconds to go. Is this a gentleman's agreement?
I don't know. Let's find out. The fist bump.
Now, if one of them runs back...
Go on, Caron!
And very quickly does it. I knew it. Well, Caron takes his place in the playoffs. He will go to the Stone Off.
The winner of Group 4
Kieliszkowski,
the overhead press,
well, we will see him in the grand finals.
2019 Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man
Let's see if he
Final.
smiles.
Representing Poland,
It's coming.
Mateusz Kieliszkowski.
It's coming.
Don't be sure.
That's as much as he does.
A hint of a smile there from Mateusz as he seals his spot in the grand final. JF again takes second. Fairs and Christensen both with 3 reps, but crucially, the American doing it quicker. And that means it's Fairs who goes into the last man standing playoff with Caron, while Kieliszkowski continues his 100% qualifying record. Here he is, looking positively used to it, with Michelle.
Mateusz, you stormed through that. You secured your place in the final. So what's the plan next then? What are you thinking about? What's going through your mind to make sure that you do the best that you possibly can?
Now, firstly, I must fight with my stress in my head. It will be very hard events this year, but I would like, it's my dream. I would like be same place like last year, or maybe something like this.
Well, you're doing very well so far. You've got your final spot, so well done, and we'll keep an eye on you.
Thank you.
Who will join the talented Polish star in the grand final? Canada's JF Caron and the USA's Kevin Fairs will battle it out on Manatee Beach next on World's Strongest Man. Welcome back to World's Strongest Man. Here on the beautiful west coast of Florida, it's time for our last man standing playoff. As after 4 grueling events, 2 men battle for 1 place in the grand final. It's Canada's JF Caron against the USA's Kevin Fairs. And Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace bring us all the action from Anna Maria Island.
Hulk Hogan's grandfather, just to your right, and it's last man standing. They're going to pass this stone back and forth until one man can do it no longer. They have 20 seconds of grace period in which to sort it out, pick it up and pass it back.
Representing Canada, JF Caron.
And Caron, well, he wants to be in that grand final for the 7th time. Come 5th so many times, as we mentioned. And Fairs, well, he wants to be there for the first time ever.
Well, the stone starts at the side of the man in 3rd place. From after the 4 events now, Fairs has to get it over. And Caron back again. 20 seconds each time. Backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. This isn't good. What's going on here? Fairs is struggling badly here now. If he doesn't get this over, that'll bring in the Norwegian. It has to go over at least once. Wow. Or the game never started. Oh, that's painful in many ways for Fairs.
Wow. Christiansen then, the Norwegian, will be bringing him out. The battle must begin, but Fairs just struggled to get a grip. Tacky wasn't doing its job. The sweat was involved. It's a real shame for the debutant. But he's with Michelle now.
Kevin, how are you doing? I mean, that was a really tough event, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you learn. You come here and you learn, and yeah, the tacky I was using, I should have put sleeves on or some tape. The humidity's not doing good out here. Not doing any favors. So.
But hey, this is your first year at World's Strongest Man. As you say, you learn. So are you coming back next year stronger, better than ever?
I'm gonna fight to get back here. Yeah, I got a lot to improve and get stronger and put some weight on. But yeah, I'm excited.
I like your attitude. Thanks so much, Kevin.
Thank you.
Cheers.
So, Christiansen, who thought he was out, back in.
Enter stage left, the substitute.
And you can see how excited he is about it. Caron, on the other hand, you know, he's been hanging around in the heat,
Martin Christiansen.
waiting to hear what would happen, and Christiansen is ready.
Well, he's almost got the ignorance of youth, if you like. Yeah, he's been given a shot, a silver bullet at the last second. Now, careful, Christiansen. You cannot throw it outside the white box. He's been given the benefit of the doubt by Magnus Fair. Magnussen, our referee. Now, Caron wasn't the fastest of pickups. He's definitely worried about the sweat problem. He's been hanging around. Christiansen, here we go.
Here we go, here's his answer to that. There you go, your problem.
You know what, he's a long-armed, tall guy, Christiansen. This is a puncher's chance, if you like, of getting into the grand final. And Caron doesn't look quite as commanding as I thought he would.
This is a real show of confidence. Maybe his inexperience is helping him here. Just get the job done, you know?
And it's back in your court. All it takes is a little fumble and a slip. He's using bare arms only, Caron, so sweat could be a problem.
But now remember, this event could last days or weeks, depending on the energy levels. What can he bring to this? Well, running out of time. Got to get up there.
They call it last man standing for a reason, but with 180 kilos of stone, nearly 400 pounds.
That was extraordinarily close.
It's not going to last that long, I don't think. Oh, Caron's getting better.
Wow.
How'd you like that, youngster?
That moment of weakness there from Christiansen. Perhaps giving Caron a little boost. But he hasn't got time for this showboating.
He's got one hit at this. Come on.
Come on, Christiansen.
Oh!
Can't quite do it, so close. But what a performance. An unexpected performance from man. Well, he wasn't expecting to do it.
No, he was in the athlete's tent getting his ears tickled by his girlfriend, from what I understand.
You mean literally? Yes, not expression. Caron did very well there in difficult circumstances. But Christiansen stepped up to the mark. Former video games fan and candy enthusiast. Now showing the crowds what he can do. And Caron, I suppose, relieved. And he's with Michelle now.
Well, JF, unexpected circumstances at the start of that there, but you still sailed your way through to the final.
Yeah, I'm really happy, you know, but today I need to fight two guys finally on stone to go in the final, but I was really confident about that event. I train a lot the stone this year, and it's always one of my best. And I like, you know, this type of face-to-face match. It's not just a strongman normal event, it's also something in the mind, you know, but I'm really happy to get my 7th final in career.
It really is mental and physical, isn't it? You know, when there was the change from Ferris then to Ole, does that mess with your mind a bit? Does it put the pressure on even more?
Yeah, I was like confused a little bit, but my coach said that you must stay focused and attack the event with a lot of positivity, and it's working.
So is the plan for this year's final to get an even higher position?
Yes, of course. This year I have a good event in final, and I'm in really good shape. I recovered from injury, but I'm 100% now. I think it's maybe my chance to get the podium.
I will look forward to seeing what happens. Well done, JF.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
So that's how it ends for Heat 4. Caron into his 7th grand final, and while he has podium ambitions there, the Heat 4 winner, Kieliszkowski, is looking like a serious contender for top spot this year.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be loads of fish around here. Eddie, it's been a bittersweet day on World's Strongest Man. We lose Lawrence Charley, but JF, Caron and Kieliszkowski go through to the grand final.
Yeah, Kieliszkowski goes through, came 2nd last year. He's come back, he's bigger, he's stronger, more athletic. Could be in for a win.
Right. Next time on World's Strongest Man, we'll be reaching the shore, the Brian Shaw, who you've been spending a lot of time with recently.
I have. I've been on TV shows with him the last 6 months, and to be honest, it's kind of hindered his training, but he's put the work in, and you know what? Most importantly, Brian looks relaxed, and a relaxed Brian is something to worry about.
Crikey. All right, well, he'll be coming up in Heat 5, as will Mark Felix, who, of course, is back for another year of Strongman. That's all coming up in Heat 5 of this year's competition next time on Channel 5. For now, though, it's goodbye. Hey, don't cross the streams, eh? Oh, hello. Oh.